Day 3 of the Marella Canaries cruise saw us return to the wonderful city of Funchal in Madeira.
We docked at 10 a.m-ish so we could sleep off last night's cocktails before breakfast, and Matt looked a little brighter again this day.
Good morning from lovely Funchal here in Madeira, and really we've been here before, we know it's beautiful. One of the things about what's happened this week with my brother is that we know we need to slow the pace of the holiday right now so that he can recover properly, and he's much better again this morning. He seems to be making a really good recovery from his episode on the first night, and hopefully we'll be back to something a bit near normal Cook's Explore place later on in the holiday. But today we're probably going to have to, we've been here a couple of hours, we're still not ashore, which is definitely not like us. We have booked the Toboggan later on. We did that before we came. We did wonder about whether we cancel it, but I think he's well enough to do it, so we will go ahead with that, and stick with us and see how we get on as we go up Monte and down on the Toboggan later on here in Funchal. Should be a laugh.
This was a full port day with back aboard time at 9 p.m. Our trip to Monte was booked at 2 p.m. We knew the cable car was not running in the city due to a prolonged period of maintenance. We had though booked a guide to take us up the mountain through Viator. I'll post a link in the description.
Matt needed a bit more rest before we took our trip up to Monte. Whilst he slept for an extra hour, we called home. And Si, where are you off to?
So this is really unusual because we're on the ship and everybody's ashore. So what we thought we'll do a little bit of a ship tour and show you around Marella Explorer 2.
Don't worry, we're not showing that now, and we'll post that video separately, but it was weird being some of the few passengers who remained on the ship, but it was very peaceful.
When Matt woke up, we had an early lunch from the snack shack before heading ashore.
Our Viator instructions told us to walk into the city to be collected, so we took the 25-minute walk along the dockside and into the city.
And who did we bump into but Nuno from Madeira Motorcycle Tours, who took us on an awesome trip last time we were here. Check out this video if you've not seen it.
After saying hi to Nuno, we continued walking past the Ronaldo statue and museum. Obligatory photos taken, we then wandered into the city to our indicated collection point.
Our guide Marco, however, had gone to the cruise ship, and it seems that we were sent the wrong instructions. No matter, a few WhatsApp messages later and we were collected from where our instructions indicated, and we were being whisked through the city and up the steep mountain roads to Monte.
Marco explained about how the community of Monte came into existence, with people seeking refuge from pirate raids, and the vision of Our Lady of Monte, which was thought to save many residents of Funchal from the terrors of a particularly savage pirate raid. Getting up and down the mountain, however, was an arduous task, relying on mules and carts until the age of the steam train. The train route was straight, and today's roads also follow this route. The train, however, ran into difficulties after several accidents caused by brakes failing on the particularly steep descent. Then step in some entrepreneurial locals who offered guided transit down the mountain's cobbled streets in wicker sleds, and a Madeira legend was born.
Well, we're here at Monte, and we did finally get picked up by our Viator guide. Bit of a confusion over our instructions. Our instructions told us to go out of the cruise dock and then meet around by the Ronaldo statue just across the road from that, and our guide picked us up. Actually, well, he went to pick us up at the cruise terminal. Anyway, bit of WhatsApp messaging and we got picked up. We've had an interesting drive up the mountain, and this looks like a beautiful place here, and we've learned about the history of the place. We've learned that this was originally a sort of a steam train up the mountain for the wealthy that lived at the top, up at this beautiful area of Madeira, and then the train often had plenty of accidents because the brakes would regularly fail, and that's how the toboggans that we're going to go in, that's how they came into existence, and it's been a tradition ever since, because you could take the train up and you would take the toboggan down where you didn't have to worry about those brakes failing, although you do have to worry about the soles on the feet of the soles of the shoes of the feet of the people that are guiding your toboggan down the hill. Anyway, really looking forward to this. Our guide is Marco. He's just coming down there now. There he is there, and he's going to give us a tour around this fabulous place.
Arriving in Monte, we were blown away by how beautiful this place was. Marco was keen to take us into the museum in the old train station, where he continued the fascinating story of this area and its traditions. This small museum is well worth your time, and it brought the history of Monte to life. Then a climb up to the church of Our Lady of Monte. And at a height of 589 metres above sea level, the views down across Funchal were spectacular.
This impressive church was the second church on this site to celebrate the vision of Our Lady of Monte and was constructed in 1741. It is a stunning church with an impressive outlook across the city. Inside it is equally stunning with beautiful artwork, sculptures and carvings. These include the statue robes of Our Lady of Monte. You can't fail to be impressed by the majesty and sanctity of the place. And inside is also a shrine to the exiled Charles I of Austria. Charles, who was the last emperor of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire, found himself in exile in Monte following the assassination of his uncle Franz Ferdinand at the start of the First World War. He was a deeply religious man, and miracles of healing have been associated with him following his death in 1922, and he was beatified as a saint by the Catholic Church in 2004. His tomb and shrine are clearly a special place for many people.
We left the church and posed for a group picture on the stairs that marked the end of a pilgrimage for so many, and then wandered to explore the other locations of this mountainside paradise.
We could see the famous toboggans manned by the smartly dressed Carreiros and people setting off on their adventure down to the streets of Funchal.
We had more to see though, and wandered down alongside the botanical gardens and the out-of-action cable car. Here again are some spectacular views across the city.
Then a walk around to Babosas Chapel. Marco referred to this as the Cursed Chapel, saying that it got its name following numerous disasters that have caused damage or even destroyed it. These have included forest fires that have spread to the chapel, with the heat damage clearly shown in the crucifix on the altar. It also included the chapel's destruction by flood in 2010, which also sadly claimed many lives in the area. More recently, a falling tree, which sadly also claimed the lives of 13 people. The chapel has always been restored and repaired, and also includes moving memorials to those who lost their lives.
It was then time to head back to where the Carreiros would take us back down the mountain. Marco bought us tickets and said he would meet us at the bottom. We joined a short queue and waited to be called. We were soon aboard our toboggan. Marco took pictures of us, and before we knew it, we were careering down the streets, guided skillfully by the two Carreiros. We will post another video showing the entire 2-kilometre route, but for this video, here are a few clips.
Wow, this was a brilliant ride, and the skill of the Carreiros is quite something. It was a pleasure to tip these guys at the bottom. Their bill for new shoes must be quite something after all.
What a great experience this was, and the photographers who snap your pictures on the way down were eagerly trying to sell you the photos at the bottom.
There are also souvenir shops and a cafe too at the bottom, and we indulged whilst we waited for the message from Marco to go to the taxi rank.
Marco collected us, then drove us back into Funchal. We asked not to be dropped back at the ship, but at Funchal's historic market. Here we browsed the brilliant shops and stalls and grabbed some souvenirs before we began the slow and steady walk back to the ship. As we marvelled at the pretty and picturesque streets of Funchal, one thing caught Si's eye.
Not done this for a while, but a gelato a day keeps the doctor away.
Yum yum. This was delicious, and it also provided a convenient rest stop for Matt, of course. There was no rush back to the ship, and we slowly mooched through these gorgeous streets filled with people and market traders. And the street side bar seemed like a perfect second rest stop, and a chance to do some Cooks Explore consumer research.
When in Madeira, what are we doing?
Drinking Madeira wine.
Okay, give us your review.
Right. Oh yes. Well, I've gone for the sweet Madeira wine, and
It's very dark.
Yeah, it's very dark, but it tastes just like sherry. To me, it does anyway.
Out of 5?
Oh, 5 out of 5. I could sup a few of these.
Compare it
Really
to the
nice.
dry one. Look at the difference in the colour. There you go. Anyway,
Yay.
Madeira
Cheers.
wine review, new feature. Cheers.
This was so chilled, and we watched the world go by knowing that we didn't have to rush back to the ship. There was also some football on the TV too, so definitely no rush then.
Our amble from the bar back to the ship was leisurely. Funchal has such a great vibe, we'd never tire of it.
And eventually we made it back to the cruise ship, and as we looked back to the city, we marvelled at the sight of mist and cloud nestling in the mountain valleys high above the city. Truly magical.
Once back on board, it was time for a meal, and the onboard pizzeria Nonna's was our venue of choice this evening. This meal isn't specialty dining and is included in the cruise fare.
We tucked into some focaccia bread for starters, and then Matt decided he needed a challenge.
So what we go for is episode 1 of Matt versus Food. That's for me, thank you. Tagliatelle. Here's the pizzas. Thank you very much. Matt versus Food, round 1.
Matt then got to business.
Matt versus Food, part 2, calzone. Oh, go for it, Matt.
The food was good, but what was Matt's verdict?
Matt versus Food looks like Matt won. So tell us about the food, Matt.
Oh, it's the best menu that I've seen since I've been on the ship. I love pasta, Italian food, and my first experience of, what's it called again?
Tagliatelle, that was.
No, tagliatelle.
Oh, calzone.
Calzone, yeah, the first calzone I've ever had, and it was just so full of good, nourishing ingredients, and the taste was specifically good.
Certainly looked good. You
very
woofed it. 2 clean plates.
I recommend it to anybody.
There you go. Thumbs up for Nonna's.
So Nonna's was a culinary hit, and we'd agree with Matt, it was tasty. But a tired and exhausted Matt took himself to bed, and Nettie and I took time up on deck to admire the Funchal nighttime skyline over a glass of wine.
Isn't Funchal beautiful? Look at it.
Gorgeous, look at it.
Lovely at night. Lovely meal with Nonna's, and we're not going to have too late at night tonight, but we're going to go and see what's on the ship.
We then took ourselves into the Indigo Club.
You in chilling out, Miss C? It's quiet, isn't it?
This club slowly filled as the house band The Collective played a set based around guitar solos and rock classics. It was a great set. Afterwards, we returned to our cabin to reflect on our day.
So we've had a great day. It's been a funny old day. Obviously we took it fairly slow because obviously we want Matt to recover. The toboggan thing was fun, and it was good having a guide again, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. They're so informative. We learnt a lot of history, didn't we?
Yeah, about the history of the area and the toboggan, how the
And
toboggan
the
came about,
church
and
at
the
the top
church,
was really
and
interesting, wasn't it?
you know, the shrine to Our
Yeah.
Lady there, and all the history behind that was fascinating.
Yeah.
Again, another one of those days where, you know, getting a guide and somebody local to give you all that local insight was really worth it, wasn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
So, and Madeira's gorgeous, isn't it?
It is gorgeous. And the toboggan, it really was fun, wasn't it?
Load of fun.
It really was fun. And how shiny was that road?
And then you know, we stuffed our face tonight, great pizza, and then tonight the ship's full of fun again, isn't it? So,
Yeah. Went to see some live music. It was all
live
like
band.
rock, wasn't
I mean,
it?
Every
Rock music.
Marella ship has a collective,
Yeah.
inverted commas, but this one was a good one, wasn't it?
Really good. They were doing guitar solos,
Guitar
weren't they?
solo set, wasn't it? And
yeah.
very, very good quality. Enjoyed that, and a few glasses of wine and stuff. So another great night here
definitely.
on Marella Explorer 2. Tomorrow is the day at sea. I wonder what that's going to be like, actually. Sea days were always a bit manic on Marella, weren't they?
Yeah, very busy.
Very busy.
Yeah,
you know.
you can't usually find somewhere to sit,
Well,
can
you
you?
can get a postage stamp of space normally. That's my memories of Marella Sea days.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hope we did find that secret spot on deck 8 though, didn't we? So hopefully that's available for us. Right, join us tomorrow.
Bye. So here is the ship's full entertainment programme for this evening.
So join us in the next video where we show you what it's like to experience a sea day on board Marella Explorer 2. And would Nettie enjoy the Broadway show Rockology more than she did our first show aboard?
So thanks for watching, and if you've liked this, why not let us know in the comments below. Cheers.